Well, hello again. This is Terry here from the Diabetes and Weight Loss Lifestyle Coaching Academy, and I am here to introduce you to the very beautiful Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm great today. It's a beautiful day in Minnesota.
Isn't it though? I know we can expect winter to be coming very shortly, so we have to embrace these days when we have them, these nice days.
Absolutely.
So I want to introduce you because I think your story is very compelling. I think your story is going to resonate with a lot of people because when people think about my academy, they think that I work strictly with people that just have diabetes. And so I want to talk about your situation because what I have learned from the 20 years I've been in doing this health coaching is that so many women that are a few pounds overweight and are having a hard time getting weight off have metabolic syndrome or prediabetes and don't even know it. So I want you to share your story first and just let's talk a little bit about that and tell us how you feel and how you learned about the situation of your metabolic syndrome, and let's just start there.
Sounds good. So I'm in my early 50s, and both of my parents have type 2 diabetes, and one of my siblings has type 2 diabetes. And I hadn't been to the doctor for a couple of years, but I was starting to notice changes in my vision, and my feet were kind of tingling, and I was definitely way over any weight that I've been before. And so I thought, I should probably get checked out. And I just wanted to really get healthy. I have active teenagers and just wasn't really feeling great. And so I talked with you, Terry, and decided that, getting healthy and losing some weight would be a good thing for me. And as part of that, obviously, then I went through the protocol with the academy and went and got all my blood work done. And it did show that I was pre-diabetic, which I suspected but didn't know for sure. And so that was and my cholesterol and just a lot of different things were off. And so I knew that and decided I had already made the commitment to do the academy at that point, and it was a good thing, I think.
So besides the starting feeling of neuropathy and the inability, or I'm not sure if you were having problems losing weight, if you just kept gaining weight. Besides those two things, what other symptoms were you having?
I had really dry, cracked feet, and my vision was really kind of wonky. I was starting to notice that my reading glasses weren't always working. I'm probably due for an eye exam too, but I just was kind of worried. Definitely. Oh, I had a lot of heartburn, and dry throat a lot. So
Yeah.
those are some other things that I noticed.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing because you joined the academy, of course, and when you got your blood labs back, I remember the conversation we had on one of our coaching calls. You were a little surprised.
Yeah, well, like I said, I figured it was, but it was really good to get that, to get all of the numbers and kind of look at them and say, oh, okay, well, that could be what's going on. The other piece to it was I found out that I was vitamin B deficient, which the doctor said could also be part of that neuropathy feeling in my feet. And so that was good to know.
Yeah. So, we do this extensive blood work inside the academy, of course, because that's kind of our thing is we want to make sure that we're filling all the nutritional gaps and we are working on balance in the body. That's the difference between what I do as a coach, as a health practitioner versus, the other thing. And so you've only been in the academy for 2 months, and actually our blood work we don't do for another month. So you've only been working and doing this for 2 months. Can you share like what kind of results you've had and why you think you've been so successful?
So I think it's been, has it been like 9 weeks? Wow.
Yeah, so fast.
Crazy. Yeah, and it's been a busy 9 weeks because I chose to start it right before my school year started back up. I work in the school system, and so I have 2 different jobs, and so it's been crazy and good. I'm down a couple of sizes now. I think I was actually able to get into a large sweatshirt I bought the other day, and I'm down a couple pant sizes, and about 30 pounds. We don't let us weigh ourselves every week, so which is good. But it's when I last weighed, it was over 27, and I know I've lost some since then. I think the success really for me was that it was easy to start off and just say, okay, first, avoid these foods. So it wasn't like I had this strict something. It was just like, start with avoiding, and you've kind of taken us through different steps. So first it was avoid, then it was focus on, then it was, okay, start to maybe do a intermittent fasting type of thing where we would eat for, maybe I wouldn't eat till noon, and really listen to my body about when I was hungry. And so it's been a nice gradual learning process.
Yeah.
And even though I haven't been able to be on the weekly calls as much, I have been able to watch the videos, and the videos have really helped me with learning about different health related topics and food. And I also really love to cook, and so some of those things, I love vegetables especially, so it's been easy for me to kind of adapt to that.
Well, and what I love about you is that you've totally, made a decision, just like pretty much anybody that joins the Academy is. I talk a lot about how we have to make this a lifestyle, but unless we make it if we don't make it a lifestyle, it's not going to be easy, right? So that process, that transition of making it a lifestyle, it takes time, right? And the fact that I love about you is that, I've seen just in 2 short months how your hormones are starting to balance out, and how, which is all part of that process, right? Because if we don't balance those hormones, then the cravings are going to be so strong, and there's no way you're going to be able to make this as a lifestyle. So, I mean, just in such a short period of time, you've just turned so much around. I'm just so proud of you and happy for you.
Thanks. It's been a good process, and I was actually just talking to my parents today about it, and they're like, well, it's kind of extreme, isn't it? And I said, well, it is and it's not, because you learn what's good for you, and once you know what's good, and there's a huge variety of foods that are good for you, you can then figure out how it works for you to implement that. And so I said, I haven't, there's an occasional time where I've missed something or had cravings, or once in a while I've given into those cravings, but it's not the same as it was before, where I'm going overboard on things, or I'm really trying to listen to when I'm hungry and when I'm not, which is a huge thing, I think.
Well, yeah, because I mean, if I was telling people that they had to stop eating this right now, and that'd be like any other diet. That's not how you do it. That's not how we do it. We can't take stuff away and without changing the desire, the mindset, and without changing the hormones. You can't do that. Otherwise, it's going to be like any other diet, and it'll never work. So we are doing so much hormone balance. We're doing, the internal balancing of the body, giving it what it needs, so that your desire for food is not that strong. That is the key, right?
It's super funny how much I don't really crave the sweets.
Right.
And I think everybody's different, and I've told you this, I more really want the salt, and I did try the kale chips yesterday, and I ate the whole thing, but I didn't feel bad about eating a whole bunch of kale. They were really good, and it didn't take that long to make them. So yeah, no, I think it's been a real good thing. I'm excited to see what my all my blood work is at the end of this 3 months.
Me too, because it's going to be amazing. I just know it, because I just know it. That's how confident I am in you, and how confident I am in the Academy's process, because it's amazing. And, I have the Academy opens up here in a few days. So do you have any, why don't you give an invitation to these women out there who may have a similar situation as you, and just say, give them give them an invite. Tell them why they should join us in our sisterhood.
I think, well, the sisterhood is another piece that we haven't even really talked about, but it's been really encouraging, even though it's online, to just, this group of women, it's been really fun to kind of make little comments back and forth and encourage each other that way, and celebrate, you've got 15, 20 other people going, woohoo, way to go, if you post something positive. And when you even post something not so positive, the encouragement that comes out of that has been really cool. So that is one. But I think
you're like the comic relief of the group. You're in there posting all this funny.
Thank you, because I'm not funny in my daily life, I don't think, but that's cool. No, I would say if you think that you just really feel like you need to make a change in your life and get healthy, and develop some new habits, I think working with something like the Academy and Terry and having this support group, especially if you don't have time to go somewhere, that was my issue. This you can do on your own time, which is, I really appreciate that. But I think if you're at the point where you're like, I don't feel good and I want to feel better, I think that is, for me, been one of the biggest things about doing this.
Right. Don't you
And
feel amazing? Like, isn't it
I feel
amazing?
really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a lot of energy. I should tell you, yesterday I did get out for a walk. And actually, I went out because I was a little frustrated with something and I was like, I'm going to take a walk. And I took a walk for 25 minutes, but the last half of it I did, and I don't run, so don't laugh, but I did a 10 count walk, 10 count run, 10 count walk, 10 count run. So I actually ran, which was bizarre, and felt really good. So yeah, it's worth trying, if you're serious about making a change and you need some support with that.
Awesome, Cheryl. Well, thank you so much. Again, I'm looking forward to our continued relationship and continuing to see how you grow. And of course, the photo shoot coming up, it's going to be amazing. And
Yeah.
so, oh, it's going to be so much fun. So anyway, again, thank you for your amazing testimony. And I will see you on the inside. Love you, girl. And we'll talk soon.
Me too.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Take care. Bye.